Hi everyone, Paul Morbid here, Morbid Team Entertainment and Bolex Repair Philippines. Welcome to a repair of a Canon 514XL-S. You've seen it, you've heard about it, and let's get into it. They are famous for their gear problems around the film transport area. However, this one is transporting film, so there's no problem there. This is my camera. I'm using it to shoot a movie with, and some others. It was working just fine. And as I expected, the focus just stopped. It jammed. It wouldn't go past 30. I got it working a little bit, going all the way down. You see it's stiff, and then it just gave out. And now it won't even focus at all. And I've heard some gear problems in there. So we got to get in there and get into it. All right? So, first, I had to take off this screw at the top right up here. All right, these are generally famous for their gear issues because in small electronics there was a grease that manufacturers put in small electronics. Super 8s, let's see here, VCRs back when I repaired those as well. And they would just disintegrate and soften the gears, making them gooey. All right? Okay, next you're going to want to pry open the back of this slowly and gently. It's going to be really tight and go around the perimeter. Okay? Just like so. Because what's going to happen here, I'll show you how it's constructed. There are two perforations, basically, or separations, rather. As you can see, one at the base of the lens here, and one just like it on the other side. Here, okay? So, what you want to do, if I can close this, I'm going to go ahead and pull this forward and up. Ever so gently. And there you go. Okay? And this exposes what you need. We're going to take a look at the gears closer. Okay, so I've gotten these gears down in here, but you can see they're okay. All right, what we need to do is go deeper down into the camera, way down in here. So let's go do that. All right, next this leatherette right here, or pleather. Remove it. And with heat, hair dryer. So what you want to do is, after you've heated it with a hair dryer, different places, I'm going to take any type of tool like this and start peeling up the ends. Being as careful as possible not to tear the pleather, but peel it up. It's going to take a while to do this. So here we are up on this end, and as you can see, there's a screw. Go ahead and remove these. If I can keep my hand out of the way of the screen, it'd be even better. Okay, here's another screw. See how that makes an indentation? Right there. There we are. Next, you got to heat away with a hairdryer this pleather. So as you can see, I've heated back the pleather again, and I found another screw here. And a trick to this is if for this camera and any other you want to work on that has this type of pleather here, I'll show you a trick. And if you're not familiar with other different models of different cameras, and you're trying to figure out, well, where are these screws located, take a micro screwdriver and you can kind of lightly but firmly go across and tap it, okay, until you find, so we found one, there's one down here, right? So you can come down here and you kind of press when you're doing it and see how that leaves an indentation there. So you know you found something. Come up here. Where is that thing? It's up in there. I found that one up in there. So, you know, if you were doing on other cameras and stuff like that, you know, you'd keep pressing on that. It's going to leave a little bit of indentation in there, yeah, but nothing horrifying. All right. Okay, so heated some more pleather back, and we'll remove that screw. Unscrewed it, let's get it out. It's a long one. Okay. Get this out of the way and look closer. Okay, do take caution with the knobs. Don't turn anything at this point. This one is spring loaded. Don't touch that. You don't want anything giving any type of an issue and any type of negative positions on here, and they don't match up later. All right, so we'll just put this off to the side. Okay, so let's turn this around and get a better look at it. So there's a belt, capstan, and as we can see, it's actually not too bad. Okay. I don't know. You know what? I just might remove this just to make the camera lighter. I just might do it. It is dirty inside. Give a closer look at that, which is why we want this CLA. See all the dirt and corrosion here, right here, all the way around. And let's see here. We do have some gears that look good. It's always a positive on these sound models. Take a good look at that. Here. We'll get a closer look at that in a bit. Okay, I'm going to remove this. I'm sure it needs cleaning behind, but again, my real issue is at this point is the lens, but still. Full CLA is a full CLA. I'll push it out of the way just enough so I don't have to desolder anything. That's pretty tight. Okay. All right. Yeah, optics are very dirty, so I got to get on the side here and clean this and the other stuff as you've seen, and that's going to be typical, right? Up in there. Okay, so now it's time to flip it over and start on the other side. Keep going here. Okay, so now you should get the idea about the screws. So I wanted to speed things up here. You would heat up this side of the pleather, screw there, screw on this side. All right, turn it around. The screw here at the bottom, remove that. There's a rubber piece right here. Take a micro flathead screwdriver, pry that up. There's a screw under that. I'm going to remove that right now so I won't lose it. All right. After that, open up the film compartment door, and there are 2 screws. 1, 2. Now that you've completed that much, you're ready to lift this straight up. So the issues I'm going to have here is some corrosion and rust. I'll have to clean that. You can see it right there. Now let's take a look here. Motor, some corrosion on there that needs to be cleaned. There's just some rust on the safety for the hand. Good, let's see here. Alright, so I got to get into this lens. Everything else here seems to be fine. Do a light cleaning on that, maybe. Hopefully that's all it needs. And here, let's get this out of the way. Okay. Trying to lose my screw. Come here, you. All right. Another one. As you can see, the motor there. Still got to go deeper. I'm going to unscrew this and get back to you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and speed this along. There's a lot to it. If you have problems with the lens and it not focusing, or something in the gears, even if you hear clicking in here, sometimes it's not even the gears. I'll show you what the problem is. Okay, and you will need parts. All right, so this is removable. You just take it and keep turning it, and it's going to just come right off there. Okay, turns towards the left. And remember, inside the lens, be on the lookout for broken pieces, plastic, metal screws, micro screws, springs, little metal rods, stuff like that, and some different types of lens elements as well that can spill out of there. Okay, there are some screws around here that need to be removed, but we'll get to that in a bit. First, what you need to do is take a screwdriver, micro screwdriver, and on this side, around the front, right here, go around, and this plastic, this rubber, go all the way around it, stick it up under there, and go all the way around it, and finally just pop it, and it will come straight off, because it's glued on there and a section just like that that connects, and from the design you can't tell it. Okay, so that's out of the way. Now around here you have screws going all the way around here. Okay, all the way around. So what you got to do is go all the way around here and remove all these screws. Okay, so this is going to be a deep repair. You know, if you already have the parts with you, it's great. If you want to go any further, you need to make the choice. Okay, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is start some of these outer screw removals, just like so, and I had to go all the way around the lens, the outside of it. Okay, it's going to be some kind of job, believe me, and it already has been. Okay, now that I've got those screws removed, there are 3 of them, and you just simply slide this down, and yep, there are more screws to dismantle because you got to get this top piece off. This one's a flathead. You got to go all the way around the lens. This one's rusted. I'll get back to you in a moment. Also right here on this rubber boot for the lens, there are these metal little pieces. It's a washer. It's a long washer right here. So you need to pull that off because this, what used to be a rubber eye cup, is going to peel off like that. And you need to save those. All these little small parts. You're going to end up with a table of small parts. I usually use a an egg tray and then some. Alright, let's continue. There are 3 micro mini screws like this, and they had to be removed from these areas. Okay? Once you've done that, I'll show you what happens next. Okay, and the moment that everyone's been waiting for. All that work just to pull this off. Now you're going to have parts and stuff in here, so look out for that. Okay? Very possibly. Just be on the lookout. Okay? We'll get that stuff out of the way for right now. So what do you do next? Well, next is the lens itself. Next I have to use a lens spanner. So here's a couple of notches into my pencil eraser, one here and one here. I have to pre-adjust it with these knobs at my thumb. And mind the glass elements. I can kind of bend these in a little bit. Now I got to get those locked in and start turning. Just like that. There's going to be an outer ring that's going to come out. Very thin, very delicate. That's what I'm turning right now. So when it comes off, watch out. You don't want to break the thing. Try not to hit the element. Widen that a bit. Let me turn this off and get back to you. Alright, so here's that ring I was talking about right here. Remember, it's very thin. I'm going to pull it off. There it is. I'll set that off to the side with all the lens screws. Next another part here. Use a white cotton glove. You have to remove the glass element. The cotton glove, or your choice of latex, is so that the oils on the fingers will not destroy the coating on the glass elements. Alright, so right here, just take this and dump that right out into your hand. Okay? And you want to put that onto a lint-free cloth right up on the table. Okay? And next we have another one in here. More work. Okay, next, this, got a problem here. This glass element is unscrewed. It shouldn't be like that. So we'll take that off, and we got some problems inside here. Look. Alright, let me just dump this out. That's a problem. Okay, in here you're going to have springs. Should have 3 rods, 3 springs. Got 2 glass elements. All right. These glass elements won't come out one way. They'll come out from behind. All right, I have to take them out from behind. There's some screws here on both sides, and 2 here. I'll loosen the ones on the other side, and I'll loosen these 2, remove these 2 rather. Now when you take this off, this lens, when you remove it like this, watch the front of it, here, where my finger is, and the back, you're going to have parts spilling out all over. If there's anything cracked or broken, springs, elements, anything like that at all, hold it over your work table, and just easily let everything remove. Okay? Just like that. Check around here. This plastic gear fits in one way, so you don't have to worry about that. And I'll show you. I'll give you a closer look. Turn it around. See this part here? Right there at the end of my pencil eraser? It locks in up there. Okay? So just stick your fingers on this plastic gear, and you can generally just pull this thing straight out. Just like that. Okay? Really not that much of an issue. Okay. The elements and stuff. There they come. There they go. 2 glass elements. I should have springs too, so I got to find them. There they are. Take a closer look at that. So what's the problem with the camera not being able to focus? Well, what happens is right here. See this piece of plastic on the glass element? It's where a screw goes in and holds 1 and 2 together, basically. Okay? So there are 3 bars that go in between right here with springs in these areas. Okay? And when non-lubrication happens inside of, the barrel inside of the lens, there needs to be lubrication around in here. And this old lubrication becomes a paste, a definite paste, and it will crack these parts right here. And these glass elements will just break off and fall down into the lens barrel. And that has happened to 1 and 2. Let's see if we can find the other one. It's around in here somewhere. There it is. Right at the top there. You see it? Right there. See, these will just fall down, and then the camera will no longer focus. That's essentially what it is. All right? And until I get these parts or find a way to repair them, which you really usually can't, then the camera will be like this until I can get it repaired once I get the parts to repair it. All right? The issue is what makes this happen is that the inside of this barrel needs to be lubricated. It needs to be taken apart, a CLA every once in a while. You have some lubrication areas here and here to put a bit of lubrication. You got to be easy with that so it doesn't get down on the glass elements. But what happens is you have lubrication going around here, all right, and it turns into a paste. The old stuff needs to be removed, from 20, 40 years, stuff like that. You can actually look on here and see this old paste, okay? It is like a goo, but definitely a paste. I can scrape some off of here like that, and you can see it. Maybe you guys can't see it, but I can definitely see it. You can just take it and rub it right off, and that will make, there it is right there. You see that? It's making the lens not turn at all, or making it turn really hard, or making it firm. Okay? So until I get those glass elements, I'm at a standstill right here, and so will you be. The other issues that people have are the gears down inside. You're going to have the same thing in there with the lubricant, and all that needs to be replaced. Okay? Same type of deal with that. And right here. So if you got a problem, my suggestion with these cameras, stop pressing the shutter button. Don't use the camera anymore. Send it off for a CLA. It's very possible the camera is going to cost you quite a bit. So this particular camera right here, I paid $10 for this thing. Stuff like this I need to do for a film. I need to do a particular stunt, have a stunt done for it. So if something happens and the camera would fall, I'm really not losing anything at all. Okay? So anybody else, if you're using these Canons are great when they work. Otherwise, this is all the dismantling that you have to do in order to get to these 2 parts right here, or to those gears that are giving you problems within, that area of them there. Okay? Do contact me at the social media outlets provided on the screen, and as always, do subscribe. Paul Morbid of Morbid Team Entertainment and Bolex Repair Philippines. Until next time, see ya!